Hello. Welcome to this week's Ask an Editor. My name is Carla Tillman. I'm one of the managing editors for Ogden Publication. I look after our podcasts, our website Community Chickens, and help out with our magazines Mother Earth News and Grit. Today I'm going to talk briefly about upcycling. Lots of us have all sorts of things laying around the house that we don't use anymore. Maybe things that we find in thrift stores that, again, are just kind of hanging around that we'd like to give new life to. Those are all items that we can give value to again, repurpose, reuse. I'd like to talk about a couple of different ways in which people, some friends of mine, some people I don't know, are doing this. This first image is someone who's taking old t-shirts, cutting them up into strips and crocheting things out of them, like a basket to hold your dog's toys, or a nice comfortable corner mat for your very, very old blind dog. So they have someplace warm and snuggly to hang out. Here I have a couple of images of little purses that have been recycled. This is a friend of mine named Amy, who created a little crossbody purse with blue jeans, scraps, and just added little touches that she had around the house. A little applique piece of embroidery, chain with a little piece of jewelry on it. And then the other purse is a little phone case that she created out of some leather sample pieces that she had for a different project. She was checking out different kinds of leather and looked at these little pieces and thought they'd make a great little phone case. And so she just stitched them together. This is an adorable little girl's pinafore dress that's been made out of a two-sided duvet cover that had seen a lot of use. It also means that it's soft because it's been washed a lot, but there are parts of it that were still in really good condition. And so a friend of mine made this super cute little outfit and a couple of scrunchies to go with it for their daughter. This is the work of Tina Thomas, who creates artworks out of used jewelry. She does like to go garage sailing and pick up a lot of old pieces. She started by using old pieces of hers and became really interested in doing more of this kind of work. It just gives new life to things that she finds that people are trying to get rid of or sometimes even throw away. And she can create beautiful objects out of it that other people will enjoy. It's also a supplemental income from her. For some of us, it's just giving new life to things and creating objects that we can use. In Tina's case, it's a way to bring in a little extra money and also create beautiful objects. Sometimes it literally is just repurposing something. So for instance, here are two old style ashtrays that a friend of mine found in an antique store and is now using them on her wall to hold her keys. So upcycling really is the idea of repurposing things and giving them new value and new life. Maybe you're kind of ambitious. Maybe you just notice something in a junkyard or junk store that you think has really great possibilities. Sometimes upcycling can happen big. I've shown you several examples of upcycling that's pretty small, things that are projects that are easy to do quickly. There are some projects that take more time, but they're still looking at something and seeing that it has new possibilities for using parts of it at least, instead of throwing the whole thing away. In this case, this is an old upright piano. And here are some ideas of things people have done with, say, the keys, for instance, making a piece of wall art or a clock or a lampshade, just ways to lessen the amount of stuff that goes into the dump and to bring new objects that are useful into our lives instead of maybe just adding to the clutter in our own homes. We decided that we needed to replace our old metal shed. And so we looked around our property and realized that we had quite a bit of wood lying around from other projects. And so we repurposed that wood and we repurposed two old doors. that we also had saved from when we replaced a couple of doors in our home. And they now, one of the doors is now the new door to the shed. It's in the process of being painted, finished up, sealed up, and prepped for winter. The other door became the new door for our chicken coop. And it has a knocker on the outside of it because we would prefer if the predators were polite and knocked before they enter the shed. So there are all sorts of ways in which you can repurpose things, upcycle things to give them new life. In this case, 2 old doors, instead of just have them be hauled away, we kept them knowing that we would have a use for them pretty soon as we rebuilt things around our property. This is an example from Cliff Fitzgerald and his wife Maureen, who upcycled in a really big way. They had an old horse trailer, and as they were approaching retirement age, thought that traveling around the country would be really great, but instead of buying an RV, they completely rehabbed their horse trailer to function as a pull-behind little mobile RV. And I've got a couple of pictures to show you everything that they did with it. They created from boards that they had lying around and from